Hello everyone. Our objective for today is students will be able to draw a pie diagram. We are doing practice set 6.6, question number 2. The marks obtained by a student in different subjects are shown in this table. Draw a pie diagram showing the information. So currently this data that we have is in the format of a table, and we need to transform it into a pie diagram, which looks like this. And each of these subject marks will be shown in this pie diagram using different sectors. So to transform this information, for example, if I want to show the English marks using this particular sector, I need to know what central angle this sector corresponds to. The central angle will be this angle. If I call this angle theta, I want to find out for English, how much is that theta? For Marathi, how much is that theta? Because it will be proportional to the marks that are scored, right? So here I need to find theta, that is the central angle. Now let us learn how to find this central angle. So for the circle, if theta is the central angle, it corresponds to a part of the whole. And what is the whole over here? The whole over here is the entire angle for the circle. The circle corresponds to an angle of 360 degrees. So this is going to be my whole. All the central angles in the circle are going to add up to 360 degrees. So part is theta, which is, let's say, corresponds to English marks, and 360 is the whole. Now we are going to equate that with a part upon whole of the English marks that we have. Suppose the marks in English are 50. So I can call this as marks in a subject. And this corresponds to the part. And what is the whole for here? Whole for here is the total marks. So I need to add up all these marks and write down the total down here. So if I add all of these up, I'll get 400. So the total marks over here is 400, and that's going to be my whole. So I've equated two ratios, which are part upon whole and part upon whole. The ratio on this side is of marks, and the ratio on right hand side is of angles. So the marks ratio is part upon whole. Angles ratio is also part upon whole. I'm going to equate these two ratios to find the central angle theta. So if I use this equation, I can find theta as marks in a subject upon total marks, and this 360 goes here and gets multiplied. So multiplied by 360. So I'm going to use this formula now to calculate all of these central angles. So for English, it's going to be marks in English upon total marks, that is 400, multiplied by 360. So if I calculate this, I would get 45 degrees. And I will calculate the remaining angles similarly. This is marks in Marathi upon total marks multiplied by 360, which will be 63 degrees. Then I have marks in science upon total marks. So I'm always referring to these total marks over here and multiplied by 360 every time. This is 72 degrees. Marks in math divided by total marks multiplied by 360. It's going to be 81 degrees. Marks in social science upon total marks multiplied by 360. It's going to be 54 degrees. Marks in Hindi upon total marks multiplied by 360. This will come out to be 45 degrees. All of these angles should add up to 360 degrees, and that would tell me that my calculations are correct. So now I've got central angles for each of these subjects. So I'm all set to now draw the pie diagram. So let's see how we now can draw the pie diagram. To draw the pie diagram, I'm going to choose any distance in my compass. I would recommend choosing a distance that's not too small so that you have enough space to write in the pie diagram. So once I've chosen the distance, I'm going to draw this entire circle. After that, I keep my compass away. I'm going to take my scale and draw this radius. I'm going to keep my scale away as well. Now I need to draw my first sector that corresponds to English marks. And I can see that the central angle for English is 45 degrees. So I need my protractor to mark that 45 degrees. I'm going to align my protractor such that its center is aligned with the center of the circle. And this line is exactly on the radius. I'm going to count the degrees from here. It's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 45. So I'm going to make a mark over here, keep my protractor away, and then join from the center till this point and extend it all the way to the circle. So this is my sector that corresponds to English. And now I'm going to go to the sector that corresponds to Marathi. And the central angle for Marathi is 63 degrees. I again need my protractor. Now I need to move my protractor such that its center is still aligned with the center of the circle. But now this line should be aligned with this new radius, right? So now I need to mark 63 degrees. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 63, which is right here. I'm going to keep my protractor away and join and draw this radius. Right? So this sector will correspond to Marathi marks. Now I need to go ahead and draw the sector corresponding to science marks. And the central angle for this sector is 72 degrees. So I again need my protractor, center aligned with the center, move the protractor such that this line aligns with the new radius. Going to count 72 degrees from here, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 72. That's right here. Going to keep my protractor away and Draw this. Next, I'm going to go to the math marks. Central angle is 81 degrees. Move my protractor such that it aligns with this new radius. Going to count from here. 81 degrees. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 81 right here. Going to keep the protractor away. Draw this radius to mark the sector for math marks. Next one is 54 degrees for social science. Going to take my protractor again, align it with my new radius here. So I'm going to count from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 54, which is exactly here. So I'm going to keep my protractor away. Draw this radius. The remaining one should be 45 degrees. So if I align my protractor with this new radius, you can see that the remaining angle is exactly 45 degrees, which is for Hindi. That means my pi diagram is correct. So I'm going to keep the protractor away. Now I need to label everything. I will label this angle as 45 degrees. And most importantly, mark the sector as English. Then I'm going to label this angle as 63 degrees and mark this sector as Marathi. Next angle as 72 degrees. Label this sector as science. Mark this angle as 81 degrees. Label this sector as math. Mark this angle as 54 degrees. Label this as social science. And this as 45 degrees. Label this as Hindi. With this, my pi diagram is done. All the labeling is done. I hope this is clear. Thank you.